Now this next item is one that I am very excited to demonstrate. We're not going to do it now, of course. We're going to have a dedicated live stream to this. This, of course, as you can see from the box, is the Flowbee. And if you're like me, you can't get a haircut right now because we're all locked up inside our homes. And you're going to have to, at some point, do it. And I can't do the clippers. The clippers are something that I'm not going to do well. But I've been doing a lot of research on the Flowbee. I've been watching the commercials on the Flowbee since I was a kid, and often it was kind of a thing you would mock, perhaps. However, it looks as though the Flowbee is a pretty good product. It hasn't changed at all in its lifespan. I think this product is pretty much the same as it's always been. And if you're not familiar with this, what it is a hair cutting system that you hook up to your vacuum cleaner. And it's kind of ingenious how it works. Now, I haven't tried this yet, but I've been watching a lot of videos about it just to get a feel for it. So we've got this end here that plugs into your vacuum. They say it is compatible with just about any vacuum that's out there, and I think there might be some hose attachments in the box. This looks to me that like it'll connect up with my my central vacuuming system. And there's a wire that's running through this. I hope that's not an issue. So yeah, you get the hose here, and then this is the business end of the Flowbee. And what this has on it, let me get you my overhead view. What this has on it are blades in here. Now you don't put this on your head just like this. What you do is you have these little plastic adapters, which I'm guessing are in the box, that go on top of this, and then that will determine the maximum length of hair that gets cut. So that's how this works. And like I said, I'm really eager to try this out. So let me put this part over here for a second, and we'll see what else is in the box. It looks like we've got an adapter here for different types of vacuum cleaners. This is like some kind of rubber sleeve. Feels like a balloon. I'm guessing there's a purpose for this, which I will probably find out when I look at the instructions. This, I think, is very important. This is your bottle of blade lubricant, and apparently you've got to use this every time you use your Flowbee. You got to run it through the blades, turn it on for a little bit, and get those blades moving nicely together. And if you don't use it that often, it's definitely something you're going to want to do before you stick your head in there, because it'll likely cause some issues. You do have to plug it into power, so it's not powered by the suction of your vacuum. So when you plug it in, that gets the blades moving, and then the vacuum sucks the hair out. And then in here are all of the little adapter things that you use for cutting your hair, and apparently they give you a bunch of different ones. So if you want a super short cut, you use some of the shorter ones, and then you can determine longer lengths here too. So this is kind of cool. So you see how that's like kind of tapered? So this is, my understanding is you do the tapered one on the side of your head so that you can blend the top and the side with it. That's what they say to do there. And then it looks like they come apart, so you can determine the length. And if you're watching the live stream right now, I have no intention of using this right now. I've got to do a little bit more homework on this. But again, this is how you would determine the length. You kind of dial it in based on what plastic pieces you have there. And if you think about it, it's actually kind of simple, because if I attach this to the Flowbee thing here, I'm guessing it goes in like this. I haven't figured out how to attach it yet. I guess it goes like that maybe. Okay. This would determine the maximum length of hair that would be cut, because what's going to happen is the vacuum is going to suck the hair in, and then it would cut everything up to this point. So if you're really worried about cutting too much off, start with a longer plastic thing here, and that will give you some safety as to what you're chopping. So yeah, I've got some research to do on this before we dive into it, and I think it might be a fun live stream. And if for some reason it doesn't work out, I'll just shave my head off and we'll go from there. Now, they do say that women can use this also. However, I have heard from a few women who told me that, who had long hair, that it kind of sucked all their hair in and it kind of grabbed it. And I think the problem is that if you don't lubricate the blades well enough first, there's a risk that it'll get trapped with the hair. So I think that's really the key, is getting those blades really nice and fluid. And that's what you use the bottle here for. So stay tuned. We're going to have more with the Flowbee coming up soon.